It's quiet. You're staring at something you said you'd start. And there's that feeling again. Not laziness, not exactly tired, just resistance. You wanted today to be different. You even felt motivated earlier. You imagined being one of those people, steady, disciplined, reliable. But when it's time to actually show up again, something in you pulls away, and you don't understand why. Here's the truth. Most productivity advice will never tell you. Your inconsistency isn't a discipline problem. It's a safety problem. Somewhere in your past, your system learned something very important. When I fully show up, it costs me. So now, every time you try to stay consistent with work, habits, goals, even relationships, a part of you quietly hits the brakes. And here's the painful paradox. The part of you ruining your consistency is trying to protect you. You didn't wake up one day and decide to be inconsistent. This pattern was built. Let's talk about how. 1. Emotional neglect, the quiet kind. Not all hard childhoods look dramatic. Sometimes it's just this. No one really noticed your emotions. No one helped you process feelings. You were praised for doing well, not for being yourself. So you learned, my value comes from performance, not presence. Now your motivation depends on pressure, urgency, or outside validation. When those disappear, your energy disappears too. You never learned how to stay connected to your own inner drive. 2. Hypervigilance. If your environment felt unpredictable, emotionally, socially, or mentally, you learned to stay alert. You became the kid who scanned the room. Who's upset? What's about to happen? What do I need to be right now? That constant alertness trains your nervous system to live in stress mode. And here's the issue. Consistency requires calm, but your body is used to chaos. So when life gets steady, your system feels weird, unsafe, exposed. 3. Avoiding emotional investment. If your needs were ignored or dismissed, you may have learned to shut them down. I don't need much. I'll handle it myself. That works for survival. But consistency requires emotional involvement. You have to care over and over again. And when something starts to matter, your system pulls back, the same way it learned to pull back from emotional risk. So you detach from your own goals, not because you don't want them, but because wanting deeply once felt unsafe. This creates a quiet kind of grief. You know you're capable. You see your potential, but you can't seem to stay with anything long enough to build momentum. You start strong, then fade again and again. You call yourself lazy, undisciplined, flaky, but underneath is this fear. If I fully commit, I might fail, be judged, or lose control. So you live in partial effort, half in, half out, always almost. Even small things feel heavy. Opening your laptop, planning long-term, sticking to a routine. It's not the task, it's what staying with the task represents. Stability, visibility, exposure. Your system still believes instability is safer. How this shows up in adult life. These patterns grow up with you. You might, in relationships, pull away when things get close, then feel lonely when distance grows. In work or goals, feel bursts of motivation, but struggle with the slow, steady middle part. With self-worth, feel good when productive, then ashamed when resting. With boundaries, say yes to too much, overwhelm yourself, then shut down completely. Emotionally, feel sudden waves of avoidance or exhaustion right when you need to focus. With identity, not know who you are without stress or pressure pushing you. These are not personality flaws. They are old survival strategies. Your system learned pressure equals familiar, calm equals risky. So when things get stable, you unconsciously create disruption. The first step isn't pushing harder, it's noticing. Instead of, what's wrong with me? Ask, what was this protecting me from? That shift changes everything. 4. Healing. Building safety, not force. You don't build consistency through shame. You build it through safety. You're not trying to become more productive. You're teaching your system that it's safe to stay. Here's how that begins. Inner child work. Talk to the part of you that learned effort equals danger. Offer reassurance, not pressure. Shadow work. Explore fears of being seen, succeeding, or standing out. Inconsistency often hides fear of visibility. Nervous system regulation. Slow breathing. Gentle routines. Predictable structure. Calm is something your body has to learn. Choose softness, small steps, repeated. No self-punishment, no dramatic overhauls. Consistency grows from safety, not force. You are not broken, you adapted, and adaptations can change. The goal is not to fix yourself, it's to become whole. And if this helped you understand yourself a little more, share it with someone who thinks they just lack discipline. They might just be surviving something they never had words for. Like the video if it resonated. Subscribe if you're ready to heal the root, not just manage the symptoms.